So to start with the first question, what dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? I think one of the qualities that can help me become a successful teacher is that I am aware that each student is their own individual, so I can adjust my teaching methods to help each student understand the material better. I also strongly believe in the golden rule and karma, so I will treat my students with respect and teach them to respect each other as well. I believe that if I teach my students how to treat each other with respect, common courtesy, and help them understand that everyone has their own history, this can prevent bullying in the classroom because I have absolutely zero tolerance for bullying. I think this could be the main point that can help me start becoming a successful teacher who can impact her students' lives. The second question, what dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first-year teacher? Provide an example of how you plan to uphold these dispositions in the classroom. The first thing I would need to work on is getting over the nervous and anxiety of being a first-year teacher. I think with time and experience of becoming comfortable in the classroom, and students will help me overcome that nervousness for that year. Another thing I would need to work on is the classroom organization to figure out how I want to make my classroom flow, provide a comfortable and safe learning environment that can help the students enhance their learning. I also have to figure out how much workload to give, try different techniques to find my teaching methods, which also comes with trial and error and over time, which lessons to present, how to make it engaging for the students. All of these things would be figured out over time as I do many trial and errors and advice from experienced teachers, mentors, just to see what works best for me. Because, we can get a lot of advices, but not everything's going to work for me or the classroom that I'm in. The third question, how do the dispositions demonstrate your ability to understand other cultures, genders, and learning differences to build stronger relationships with students and families? How do potential bias affect teaching? Like I stated before in the first question, because all the students are different and everyone processes information differently, I would have to do my best to accommodate to each student, but also be fair to all the students as a whole class. I understand that everyone has different backgrounds, good and bad, and I would like to find a way where we can utilize our differences to help understand each other better and to take the time to learn about one another. Being biased means favoritism, and as a teacher, you want to be equal and fair to all the students. Being biased in a way disrespects the other students in the class, and it also takes away any potential learning from other students when you are focused more on that one specific student. How do you anticipate using feedback from your annual performance evaluations, observations, and data on student performance to enhance your disposition and teaching practices to benefit learning? I would gladly take any feedback, whether it's positive or negative, to try out different teaching methods that can be the most beneficial to my future students. I would appreciate as much feedback as possible, especially during the first few years. Feedback is super important because it's an observation that is coming from a third party. And when you're looking at things from a third party, you tend to see things that could have been easily missed by the first party. Or, for example, think about the reasons why we have peer reviews. When we write an essay, we don't see simple grammatical or spelling errors, or the sentence or paragraph may sound weird, or the flow of the essay might be unorganized, but when a peer reads the paper, they're able to point out some advice to help us make the essay better before they reach the professors for the official grade. Same thing with teaching. The more feedback you get, the more areas you know what to work on to further the skills of teaching. So those are my answers to the 4 questions. Thank you.